Well, something that was very interesting about the book is, you talk about ways that the Chinese are penetrating the U.S. that are illegal, spying and hacking,
right.
But most of what you describe in the book is legal.
Right.
And that was what was very interesting to me. The chapter, I think my favorite chapter of the book, was about venture capital.
Right.
And the Chinese are, buying up these companies. They're going into Silicon Valley, and they're really like the most preferred investors, because I think what you said is that they're not so fussy about valuations. They
right.
want innovations, and
right.
they want to be at the table and hear the sales pitches and the technology pitches. And this is, their way of acquiring.
This is based on research by something called the Defense Innovation Unit. They dug into the subject, and they found that Chinese venture capitalists, as you say, are not interested in big valuations or getting a lot of equity. They want to be at the table when the deals are pitched. They want the pitch deck. And so, by their reckoning, Chinese-backed venture capital firms, including some backed by the municipalities, backed by universities, backed by different arms of the Chinese party state, had access to as much as 50% of all the deal flow. They saw the technology and had the capability to assess it. So the Pentagon is worried about this because the Pentagon has long assumed that they would have access to American technology before any potential competitor in the world would, and the American military, could develop it. But now it appears to them that these venture capitalists in Silicon Valley are seeing the trends in Silicon Valley before the Pentagon does.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fascinating. And there's a very interesting example of a company that makes lithium batteries.
Right.
It was A123.
A123.
And the story of how the Chinese acquired this company and how it makes you so angry. And it makes you angry, not at the Chinese, but at the U.S.
right,
government,
right,
because most
right.
of this is self-inflicted on the part of the U.S.
A great deal of this is self-inflicted. So the case of A123, when I wrote the book, The Next American Economy in 2011, A123 was one of my poster children for a company that licensed technology from a university, in this case MIT, then created a company, got venture capital, got major companies like GE to be on their board, and Black & Decker was actually using their technology and power tools. The Obama administration came in and said, well, we want an electric car industry. So the Obama administration put money behind Tesla and Fisker, and they started buying batteries, lithium-ion batteries, which is a critical technology for the future of energy. Well, American politics out of the way, and the Solyndra thing happened, and all of a sudden...
Why don't you explain Solyndra?
Solyndra was a solar power company in California that the Tea Party members in Congress attacked as being an example of corporate welfare. And somehow they were against it, and they whipped up a storm of controversy that forced Department of Energy people to go in and testify. So when the Obama people saw this, they realized they had to pull back for political reasons. And as they pulled back, that undermined A123. And they ended up being forced into bankruptcy, where Wangxiang, China's largest auto parts maker, were able to buy them for pennies on the dollar. And I think they invested about $1 billion, and Wangxiang got them for $170 to $180 million, pennies on the dollar. So now that technology is in the hands of Chinese auto industry. So we have had a problem in this country about how do we think about developing technologies? What is our policy on that? If people are against it, say, well, you're picking winners and losers. You're interfering in the free marketplace. So we just have not been able to overcome this ideological argument.